Right, question number 1. Okay, before that, this is module Pintas 2024, Percubaan Selangor set 2. Okay, so let's look at question number 1. Question number 1 is basically your Form 5, Chapter 5. This Chapter 5 also involves a lot of hafaling. Okay, there are a lot of several things lah for you to memorize. Right, going back to the question, Raja satu menunjukkan pelbagai kosmetik. This is under kosmetik di pasaran. Okay, nyatakan maksud kosmetik. Alright, for definition-based questions, you always must refer to your textbook, not to your other reference book, only your textbook, right? So, okay, kosmetik merupakan bahan atau produk yang digunakan secara luaran untuk membersih, melindungi atau mencantikkan penampilan seseorang. Okay, 1 mark there. Next, nyatakan satu bahan asas dalam pembuatan kosmetik. They ask only one, you give only one. Okay, don't give more than one. So, you can correct pewarna, pengemulsi, pemekat, pewangi, pewarna, pengawet, pelembap. Do I have to know the function of this bahan asas? Yes, you must know lah. Okay, 1 mark there. Next. Jadual 1 menunjukkan 3 jenis kosmetik, P, Q dan R serta kegunaannya. So, P untuk mencantikkan wajah, Q untuk merawat badan, R untuk menghasilkan pewangi. Berdasarkan jadual 1, berikan contoh P, Q dan R. You can give anything. Let's say menghasilkan pewangi, perfume, deodorant, anything, right? That provides with a nice scent, nice fragrance. Next, to merawat badan, cream, pelembap muka, your moisturizer, anything. Anything that satisfies this, that can treat your body. Okay, next is mencantikkan wajah. Gincu, lipstick, bedak, mascara, eyeliner, all that you like. Okay, anything, but make sure all this is under, all the answers given must be under cosmetic lah. Okay, that's it. Easy 3 points there. Alright. Right, question number 2. So question number 2 is basically from your Form 4, Chapter 4. Alright. So, Raja 2 menunjukkan suatu periuk masakan yang dibuat daripada kuprum. Kuprum adalah suatu unsur yang terletak di antara kumpulan 3 hingga kumpulan 12. Dalam jadual berkala unsur, namakan kumpulan unsur ini. Alright, so based on what I've just read by now, you should get an idea of what they are trying to ask. Is basically unsur peralihan. Unsur peralihan is basically, a fairly easy subtopic in your chapter 4. All you need to know is its definition. So what kumpulan unsur is, the range of it, that means from which kumpulan to which kumpulan. Its ciri-ciri istimewa. Its sifat fizik, as well as its kegunaan dalam industri. Right? So out of these 5, basically, ciri-ciri istimewa is very, very famous. If let's say they ask unsur peralihan, for sure they will ask the ciri-ciri istimewa as well. Diikuti dengan kegunaan. They might as well just ask the kegunaan as well. However, out of these 5, sifat fizik is the one that they rarely ask, right? They don't oftenly ask the sifat fizik, but that doesn't mean that you should not know it lah, right? But it's very rare, it's not that often. Alright, getting back to the question. So, namakan kumpulan unsur ini, simple enough, unsur peralihan. Right, easy 1 mark there. Next, see, as I said, ciri istimewa. Nyatakan 2 ciri-ciri istimewa bagi kuprum. Right, so kuprum obviously unsur peralihan berupaya membentuk ion berwarna, mempunyai lebih daripada 1 nombor pengoksidaan. Apart from that, it can also berfungsi sebagai mangkin dan juga berupaya membentuk ion kompleks. They can also form a complex ion. Alright, for this type of question, if you see here in detail, for question B, they already specify the number of answers that you should give, doer. They said give only 2 special characteristics of copper. What happens if you write 3? Let's just imagine during exam, alright, you give 3 answers. First one, ion berwarna. You said, okay, cuprum berupaya membentuk ion berwarna. Second one, you're not sure. You're not sure whether unsur peralihan boleh, bertindak sebagai mangkin or not. So you also, you said, oh, I think unsur peralihan cannot act as a catalyst. So tidak, tidak berfungsi sebagai mangkin. Okay, and then the third one you said, unsur peralihan berupaya membentuk ion kompleks. Okay, so you're sure with the first one, you wrote that first, but you're not sure with your second point and your third point. You're like here and there a bit. In this case, what happens is that question said only 2. So the pemeriksa will only check these 2 answers, your first 2 answers only, which is ion berwarna as well as tidak berfungsi sebagai mangkin. Even if your third one is correct. Why? Because question asks 2 only. Who asks you to give extra? Do not do that. Right? So in this case, if they already specify the number of answers that you're supposed to give an answer which you are 100% confident. If you're not confident with the second answer, do not write. Right? You're confident with these 2, just write that. Alright? So this is how it works for a question where they specify the number of answers. And usually for this type of questions, there will be 5 to 6 answers in the marking scheme. Right? So there's no only, if let's say 2 jawapan, 2 answers, there's no only 2 answers to it. There will be 5 to 6, 3 to 4. Basically, there will be more than 2 answers. That is acceptable. Right? Okay. Simple as that. So here, you'll get 2 marks already. Right? So it's fairly easy enough lah. Next question. Dalam pembuatan periuk masakan, gas argon yang bersifat lengai digunakan semasa proses pengimpalan logam. Terangkan mengapa gas argon bersifat lengai. So gas argon is basically under kumpulan 18. All elements, all unsur in kumpulan 18 are inert gases, lengai. They do not react, right? They are not reactive. Why? So now, sifat kimia, sesuatu unsur, sesuatu atom, it depends on its electron numbers, right? So let's look at gas argon's electron numbers. So gas argon has 18 electron in its atom lah. Atom argon has 18 electrons. Right? So let us write in the form of electron configuration 288. As you can see here, in its petala valence, it has already achieved susunan elektron octet yang stabil. It has already achieved stable octet electron configuration. It does not require any more electrons. It has 8 already. So since it has 8 already, it will not give away its electron, it will not share its electrons, or it will not accept or it will not receive any more electrons. Why? Because it has already achieved susunan elektron octet yang stabil. Stable electron octet configuration. This is why gases in kumpulan 18 are all inert, right? So if let's say they ask about why is it inert, kaitkan with its electron numbers. Alright? Remember, sifat kimia dipengaruhi dengan electron numbers. Specifically, their valence electron. Electron valence. Right? Okay. So now, atom organ telah mencapai susunan elektron oktet yang stabil. 1 mark. Make sure you write the word stabil. Alright? That is also another key point that you must include. If you write till here, takut you won't get the marks. Alright? Okay, next. So since it already mencapai susunan elektron oktet yang stabil, atom organ tidak perlu menerima, menerima atau berkongsi elektron. Simple, 2 marks there. Done. Okay, done with question 2. Moving on to question 3. Okay. So question 3 is basically your form for chapter 2. Right? Jadual 2 menunjukkan tentang atom P, Q, R dan S. They give you this table to study. Nyatakan satu zarah subatom yang berada dalam nukleus sesuatu atom. Very simple, in a nucleus you have proton as well as neutron. Electrons will be at the petala, at the orbit. So in this case, give only one. It's either proton or neutron. Do not write both. Just write one. Ikut the question. Question say one, you give one. Right? Don't go more than that. So, easy 1 mark lah. Okay. Next, atom-atom manakah yang merupakan isotop? So what is isotop? Isotop is basically mempunyai bilangan proton sama, proton is the same, tetapi bilangan neutron berbeza. Alright? Okay. So now let's look back at the table. So P and Q, yes, it does have the same proton number and its neutron number is different lah from each other. So yes, atom P dan Q. Right, easy 1 mark here. Next, nyatakan bilangan elektron valence bagi atom S. We have atom S here. Alright, in this case, they only give you proton and neutron. They never give you electron. Remember, for an atom, right, the proton number and the electron numbers are the same, unless if it is an ion. Alright, like for a neutral atom, bilangan proton dan juga bilangan elektron adalah sama. For ion, it varies. Right? We have cation and ion. And cation is where the proton numbers are more than the electron numbers. Whereas for anion, the electron numbers are more than the proton numbers. Right? Yes. Okay? So now in this case, since we have proton 13, the electron number will also be 13. So write it in the form of electron configuration 2, 8, 3. There you go, your electron valence 3. 3, okay, alright. Easy 1 mark there. Next. Lukiskan susunan elektron bagi ion R. Remember ion R. Okay. Alright. So, for your ion R, let me just erase a few things. Alright, okay. Alright, so for your ion R, you have 12 protons, 12 neutrons. So you're not going to look into the neutrons lah, obviously only the protons. So, as I said earlier, for a neutral atom, the proton and the electrons must be the same. However, now question asks for the ion, correct? So in this case, ion could be either cation or anion. Alright? So now, we have 12 electrons. Write it in the form of electron configuration 282. So in atom R's the final petala valence, there is only 2 electron valence. Now, there are two possibilities. One, it will gain another 6 electrons, or it will lose its electron valence to achieve susunan electron octet yang stabil, to achieve stable octet electron configuration. In this case, which is easier? Gain another 6 more or lose 2? Obviously, lose 2. Right? So if it loses 2, its proton number will still remain as 12, but its electron number will remain as 10 now, because it already lost 2. Right? So in this case, its proton number is, yes, it has more proton numbers compared to electron numbers. So this will be a cation, right? Positively charged. Why? Because it has more proton numbers compared to electron numbers, right? There you go. We have first 2 petala, okay, 2 electrons. Second petala, you have 8, right? And yes, you don't have anything at the last one. Why? Because you gave away 2 electrons, right? So yes, this is how you draw it. Make sure for an ion, you must cover it with this square bracket, as well as have its symbol here at the end here, right? Okay. So as simple as that. Let's go to the next question. So simple, easy, 2 marks there. Alright. Okay. Next, kelimpahan semula jadi ialah peratus isotop yang wujud dalam suatu sampel semula jadi unsur. Hitung jisim atom relatif bagi atom R dalam these 3 things lah. Right. Simple enough. Jisim atom relative, you must know the formula. So peratus times jisim isotop for each one element, and then divide over 100. So 79 times 24, 10% times 25, 11% times 26, divide over 100, you'll get 24.32. You 1 mark, and remember it has no unit. Right? Okay. Done with question 3. Again, easy 6 marks. Next, question number 4. So jadual 3, okay, question number 4 is basically a mixture. It is form 4, but it involves your chapter 2 and your chapter 5. Alright? Okay. Now, going back to the question, jadual 3 menunjukkan susunan elektron bagi zarah W, X, Y dan Z. Berdasarkan jadual 3, nyatakan jenis zarah yang terdapat dalam unsur W. Jenis zarah dalam unsur W. Right? So, this is a neutral atom. Jenis zarah, it could be atom, ion, or even molecule. In this case, there's no molecule because it's all a single atom. So, it's either atom or ion. So, in this case, it is atom. There you go. Simple 1 mark. So, your X and Y is an ion. Your Z is still an atom. Next, tulis susunan elektron bagi ion Z. That's right, its electron configuration. 2, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Right? Again, there are 2 possibilities. Either it gains 1 electron or it loses 7 electrons. Which one is fairly easy? Gain 1 more electron. So in this case, its proton number will be 17. Electron number will be 18. So the electron number is more compared to the proton number. In this case, it will be an ion, negatively charged. Right? So tuliskan susunan elektron bagi ion Z. 2, 8 and 8, right? You gained, atom Z gained another 1 electron. Okay, then easy 1 mark. Next, tuliskan formula sebatian yang terbentuk apabila unsur X bertindak balas dengan unsur Y. Sebatian, there are only 2 types. Sebatian ion, sebatian covalent. Sebatian ion is formed when it's either they give away their electron, derma, they donate their electron, or one of the unsur donates and another unsur will receive. Right? They will menerima electron. Covalent, on the other hand, they will share electrons. Right? Sebatian ikatan ion, basically we're talking about ikatan ion, and then that ikatan ion will become sebatian ion. Right? So ion, it forms between atom bukan logam with atom logam. Whereas covalent is between atom logam and atom logam. In this case, usually atom logam, sorry. So covalent forms between atom bukan logam with atom bukan logam lah. So coming back, in this case, atom logam has a higher tendency to what? To gain or to lose? To lose its electrons. Whereas atom bukan logam has a higher tendency to gain electrons. Right? So they ask you to write formula sebatian antara unsur X and unsur Y. Okay. Unsur X positively charged. Unsur Y negatively charged. Alright, silang X2Y. There we go. X2Y. Simple as that. Next, namakan daya yang wujud antara kedua-dua ion dalam sebatian di 4C. Obviously, we have positively charged, negatively charged. We have positive and negative. The force between it is daya tarikan electrostatic. Electrostatic is a force that forms between two differently charged ions. Right? So, daya tarikan electrostatic. Easy 1 mark. Next. Unsur W bertindak balas dengan unsur Z menghasilkan satu sebatian. Lukiskan susunan elektron bagi sebatian yang terbentuk. Unsur W, unsur Z bertindak balas membentuk satu sebatian. Lukiskan susunan elektron bagi sebatian yang terbentuk. Alright, let us look at W and Z. So as said earlier, Z has a higher tendency to gain electrons. Right? Whereas W, on the other hand, let's write its electron configuration. 2, 4. Okay. Alright. It has equal lah. It could either gain 4 or lose 4. Alright. In this case, what you have to do is that you have to check whether these two unsurs are unsur logam or unsur bukan logam. Right? So based on its electron numbers, you can actually know what unsur W is and what Z is. Why? Because you have been given with periodic table. So go to your periodic table and check what unsur it is. Alright, it is very much advisable to check no matter what question you're doing. Right? If let's say they give the electron configuration numbers, please do check what unsur it is. If let's say you don't know how to, answer that question, at least you'll get an idea if you know what unsur it is exactly. So in this case, W has a total of 6 electron numbers. So that would be carbon. Whereas Z is basically, it has 17 electron numbers. So that would be chlorine. Both the carbon and chlorine elements are element bukan logam. They are non-metallic. In this case, as I said earlier, atom bukan logam with atom bukan logam will form covalent, ikatan covalent, sebatian covalent, where they will share their electrons. Right? Okay. So Z2H7W24. Z needs one more, W needs 4 more. So in this case, W will share all its 4 electrons with 4 atom Z. So it will look somewhat like this. Okay, it's bigger one. Z. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next, for your atom W. 1, 2, and 1. Right? So here it will share. Sorry. Okay. Now, hold on a second. Alright. Okay. And then there'll be three more other atom Z. Here, circle, here, circle, here, X and circle. Right? So it will achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it will achieve electron octet, yang stabil lah. Okay, susunan electron octet yang stabil. So, if let's say they ask you to draw its electron arrangement, susunan electron, something that you have to remember is that you look at this, right? Here I used X. I represented electron as a symbol of X. Whereas for atom W, I represented the electron as a circle here, right? So, is it a must for you to give two different, symbols for two different atoms? Yes. Alright? Yes. That's how you know, okay, this X belongs to atom Z, this circle belongs to atom W. So make sure you give two different symbols. If let's say there are two different atoms, right? Okay, easy to mark there. Okay, I believe that you all can continue the rest. Okay. Next. Nyatakan satu sifat fizik bagi sebatian yang terbentuk di 4E here. So this, obviously they share ikatan covalent, will form sebatian covalent. Right, so sebatian covalent, yes, it can tidak boleh mengkonduksikan elektrik. It can larut dalam pelarut organik. Sahaja it cannot larut in water, as well as it has takat lebur dan takat didih rendah. So any one of this, you'll get 1 mark lah. Okay.